Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be playing with some new makeup and also some old favorites. I'm really excited about some of these products that I have in front of me. Before we get into the video, you guys know that my platform has always been a place of positivity and a place where you guys can escape from the things of the world. With that being said, I do have a few things that I want to touch on before we get into the actual tutorial. So I'm sure you guys are already aware of everything that's going on in the world, and especially in the United States regarding racism, and I really wanted to touch on a few things that I feel like I've been impressed to share. And it's funny because I don't always talk about too much more than makeup here on my channel, but again, I really feel like it's important for me to share what's on my heart, and I hope that I can inspire you guys in some way, and hopefully this can help somebody out there. So with all of the recent events going on, I have really taken the time to look inward, and I've realized something, and it's not a new realization, but I'm not perfect. I have felt like I don't have all the answers. I feel like there's not really a way for me to say exactly the right thing according to everybody, but I do feel like I can try my best. Honestly, you guys, I am not in a position to feel credible enough to pretend that I know how everyone is feeling out there or what everyone is going through or has gone through, simply because I don't understand. But I feel like I can start to learn to understand, and I am committed to that. And so I was thinking really deeply this morning and also over the past few days, just with everything going on. And as much as it is super important to be able to spread awareness through social media, and I feel like I've been doing that over on Instagram with the things that I feel super inspired by, I've made sure to share them with you guys. I was thinking about the things that I personally could do moving forward to really make a difference, because as wonderful as it is to share quotes and to bring awareness to this difficult conversation of racism, I feel like it definitely is something that is an internal change for everyone. And so I think earlier on I allowed myself to get overwhelmed and fearful just with everything that's going on. There's a lot of heartbreaking news out there, a lot of heartbreaking incidences that I really took to heart and that have affected me. And I realized that if I hang on to fear alone, that I can't really make a difference, you know? And so I feel like this is something that I want to commit to be better at. So while all those feelings of being overwhelmed or angry or fearful of everything that's going on in the world, and even looking forward to the future, I realized that what can help me cope with the feelings that I've been feeling is to turn inward and to really think about the things that I can do to make a difference. And for me, I realized that I need to recommit. I need to recommit to myself to be better and to do better. And with that in mind, I can start now. I can start today. I can have more meaningful conversations with my family and friends. And like I said earlier, I truly will never be able to fully understand what another person is feeling or going through, especially a person of color in this particular situation. And in the United States, I will never be able to live exactly what they're living through. But what I can do is I can commit to listen to them. I can commit to be sad with people who are sad, be frustrated with people who are frustrated. I can comfort people that need comfort. And even though I can never exactly relate, what I can do is do my best to empathize. I can do my best to listen, and above everything, I can do my best to love everyone. It's honestly frustrating that it's 2020 and these things are still happening, but the underlying message of everything really is something so beautiful and so moving. And honestly, I feel like it's a perfect time to look inward and recommit in any way that you can, whether it's a small way or a big way. Every positive change makes a difference in the long haul. And for me, I feel like true change requires consistency. So this is not an overnight fix for anybody. It's not an overnight fix for me. I do not expect myself to understand and be able to tell you guys everything about this subject in a matter of 24 hours. It's something that I am committed to learn more about and do more about. Like I said at the very beginning, my platform has always been a place where I try to share positivity and where I try to give hope to you guys. It's so easy to become overwhelmed and fearful of the unknown, but I hope you guys know that I love you, I'm here for you, and I've felt so many emotions, literally every emotion that you could possibly feel I've felt around this, and I'm sure so many of you guys can relate to it. So yeah, my purpose with sharing all this with you was not to say the exact right thing. I'm not perfect. I'm learning this right alongside of you guys. And while sometimes I feel like I can't always use words to say the right thing, what I do know is we are all created equal, and to any of you who have felt otherwise or who have been treated otherwise, that is not okay by any means, and I am so sorry. And I truly am committed to continue to do my part to stand by you and to love you and support you. I truly do love you all from the bottom of my heart, and I'm so grateful for you guys. I learned so much from you, and moving forward, just know that I have committed to be better in every single way that I can, and hopefully make a difference in my little way, in my corner of the world. The more we have these uncomfortable conversations, the more we can change. Again, starting with ourselves. So I just wanted to share that with you all. I would love to open up a positive conversation in the comments down below. If you feel like you want to add something, I would love to hear from you guys. I want to know what you're feeling, especially if you're a person of color who is watching this. Please leave a comment. I would love to know what I can do more to help you moving forward, and hopefully all together we can have these healthy conversations and keep taking little steps in the right direction all together for the rest of our lives to really see positive change. So when I was trying to think of what I could do for today's video, I thought that it might be a really good time for me to showcase some Black-owned beauty brands in today's video. So I've grabbed a few that I had already existing in my collection, and this is another conversation that I would love to open up in the comments. If there's a favorite product that you have from a brand that I will mention, I would love to know what it is. So be sure to leave that down below as we go along. Also, if there's a brand that I didn't talk about that is Black-owned that you love and that you want me to try out, I would love to hear that as well in the comments. So before we get into makeup, but still on the same subject of Black-owned brands, I wanted to give one of my favorite hair care brands a shout out. This is probably no surprise to you guys. You guys know how much I love this brand. I've talked about it so many times. I will have these linked down below. This is from Briogeo. This is my favorite shampoo and conditioner that they make. I love the kale and apple version of this too, so I will have that link down below. But honestly, you guys, Briogeo has been an essential, like at the core of my hair care routine for years now. These products are amazing. They're formulated with great ingredients. My hair has never felt healthier or looked healthier in my entire life. So they make amazing products, and I wanted to make sure to give them a shout out today. I also feel so blessed to know the founder, Nancy, personally. She has become an incredible friend and mentor to me for the past couple years. I think we've known each other for a couple years now. So it's an incredible brand. They have an incredible team. They make amazing products, and Nancy has the purest heart. I love her and I admire her. I look up to her in every way. Okay, I think I'm gonna do my eyes first. I'm gonna start off with the Milani Precision Brow Pencil. I'm just quickly filling the brows in. And then I'm going to take a little bit of my Fenty Beauty Pro Filter Eye Primer, and I'm going to use this to prime the eyes. I'm just going to use my finger to blend this out. Okay, I'm so excited about this eyeshadow palette, you guys. They recently sent this to me, and I unboxed it on my Instagram stories, and I'm so excited. This is from the brand Juvia's Place, and this is their new Wahala eyeshadow palette. You guys, look at this. I'm so excited about this, obviously, mainly because there's some pressed glitters in here, and you guys know how I am about my glitters. I love glittery eyeshadows, so I thought that I would play with this today. I'm still trying to figure out what exactly I want to do because these glitters look incredible, but also this purple row over here is kind of like calling my name, so we'll just start somewhere and see where this takes us. I'm going to start off with this shade right here called Pride, and I'm going to take that on a fluffy brush. And I'm going to start to work this in the crease and a little bit above as our transition shade. I'm just building this up layer by layer until I get the intensity that I want. It's a really, really nice color. I hope you guys are doing okay. I think about you guys all the time. I know there's so much going on right now, and I just hope you guys are doing well and staying safe. I know I've already asked you to comment several things, but I would love to know how you guys are really doing. So feel free to leave a comment to share what you guys have been up to, how you've been, and all that. All right, next I'm going to dip into the shade BU, and I'm going to start to build up the intensity on the outer portion of the top lid. So as always, I usually go across the lash line here. And then once there's less product on the brush, I like to take it up a little bit and then through the crease even more. I'm going to build that up one more time because I'm obsessed with this color and I really want it to be a main part of the eye look. I just decided I'm honestly making this up as I go, but I'm really inspired by this color. Wow, this is really, really pretty. I love that color. Okay, when I first opened this palette, I was immediately drawn to this shade right here called Envy. So I'm going to go ahead and use that. I just can't even try to steer away from these unicorn duochrome colors. I love them so much. So I'm gonna take that on my finger and I'm gonna start to build that up on the eyelid. Oh man, that's nice. Wow, I love this so much. This is seriously me in an eyeshadow. All right, next I'm gonna take this shade right here called Sis. And I'm wanting to just kind of deepen up the lash line here a little bit. And then I'm taking a little bit of what's left on the brush just through the crease to add a bit of depth and dimension. This is turning out so pretty. I'm gonna go ahead and do the same thing on this eye. Dang it, so I really wanted to try out some of the pressed glitters, but I don't want to cover up this shadow. I think it's way too pretty, so I might have to use this palette again in another tutorial and use some of the pressed glitters and maybe do some sort of a bright blue look using some of these shades on this side of the palette. I love what's happening on the eyes though, it's so pretty. Okay, I'm just gonna take a makeup wipe and clean up the fallout underneath the eye and kind of create a little bit more of an elongated shape. And then as always, I usually like to take my finger and just press out the line here, just to make sure that I have like a nice shape there, but I don't want it to be harsh. So I'm just gonna go ahead and go into my Pat McGrath Labs Fetishized Mascara, and I'm just going to apply mascara on the top lashes for now. Okay, I really like how things are looking. Next up for foundation, I'm gonna be using the Juvia's Place, what are these called? The shade sticks. These are multi-purpose foundation sticks. I think you can use them as a foundation, a contour, and also a concealer. I'm trying to figure out which shade I want to use. I think I'm gonna go with this one. This one's called Nicaragua. I'm not gonna use a primer today because I recently applied my skincare, so I feel like my skin's pretty primed. I'm gonna go ahead and just apply a little bit of that on one half of the face, and I'm gonna use a brush to buff this into the skin. This is my first time wearing this foundation, and it definitely has more of a thick consistency, but it seems like the more that I buff it into the skin, the more it continues to blend and just kind of melt into the complexion. Wow, a little bit goes a really long way with that. Okay, I'm gonna do the same thing on this side. I also applied a bit of that on the forehead too, so I'm going to go ahead and just buff this out all over the skin, and I'm using my IT Cosmetics Heavenly Luxe complexion brush for this. Okay, after I've blended everything out with a brush, I'm going to go over everything with my beauty blender just to get rid of any remaining brush lines and to press it into the skin to really make sure that things are melting together. All right, next I'm going to take the Pat McGrath Skin Fetish Sublime Concealer. This is an amazing concealer. And I'm going to use this for both under the eyes and also over blemishes, just for that extra coverage. I'm just using that same sponge to blend out the concealer all over the face. Okay, for under the eyes, I'm going to be taking the Pat McGrath Skin Fetish Sublime Perfection Blurring Under Eye Powder. And I'm going to be pressing that underneath the eye area. This is one of the most beautiful powders, especially for setting the under eye. Obviously, that's what it's designed for. And then for the rest of the face, I'm going to be taking the Beauty Bakery Flower Powder. This is the shade Translucent. And I'm just going to take that on a large brush and press it all over the rest of the face to set. I love this powder. I've been using this powder for a long time. It's amazing for more glam looks. It really smooths out the complexion, but it's not too heavy on the skin, which is something I really, really like. Okay, now that we have the complexion powdered, I think I'm gonna move back to the eyes and just finish up the eye look really quick. So I'm gonna go ahead and take the shade Pride from that same Juvia's Place Wahala palette, and I'm taking that on a smaller brush, and I pinch the brush and I'm just moving that across the entire lower lash line, almost like a transition shade on the lower lash line. Next, I'm going to take a really small brush and dip into that gorgeous shade called Envy, and I'm going to take a little bit of a setting spray. I'm just going to use the Morphe Continuous Setting Mist. I'm going to spray the brush, and then I'm going to apply this across the inner 2/3 of the lower lash line. Wow, this is such a beautiful color. Wow. I'm taking the shade Pride one more time and just kind of going a little bit lower along that lower lash line just to make sure that shimmer shade has something to blend into. Wow, I'm obsessed with that shade. When you use a damp brush with it, it's so pretty. Okay, let's see. I'm gonna go back into that deep purple shade, this one right here called BU, and I'm gonna use that to define this outer third of the lower lash line, kind of buffing it over top of that shimmer shade that we have. And then, of course, I'm connecting it to the existing shade up on the top lid. So pretty. I'm just going to brighten up the waterline with my Wet n Wild brow pencil. By the way, not all of these brands are Black-owned beauty brands. I will leave a star next to the ones that are in the description box down below. I had to add a couple of other things to create a full face for this particular tutorial, but I will make sure to have it all listed and linked down below for you guys. Let's move back into mascara. I'm going to take that same Pat McGrath mascara, and I'm going to apply this to the lower lashes. Oh my goodness, I'm obsessed with this eye look. You guys already know how much I love these types of colors, so I'm having a good time. Okay, I wanted to try out this new bronzer that I was sent from Buxom. These are these Staycation Vibes Primer Infused Bronzers. I'm going to be using the shade Rooftop Tan. It looks like this. I think the packaging is really stunning, and we will see how it applies. I love their primer infused blushes, so I'm really excited about this. I'm going to just go ahead and start taking an angled brush, and I'm going to press this onto the skin rather than swiping, just to make sure that I don't lose any of the coverage that the foundation gave me. So I'm just taking this on the perimeters of the face and then also along the jawline and down the neck. All right, for blush and highlighter, I'm going to be dipping into this Beauty Bakery Cotton Candy Champagne Blush Lighter palette. This is so pretty. So these are a bunch of shimmery blushes, and I think I'm going to mix the top two shades. I'm going to do the 24-hour Champagne Diet mixed with Sip Sip Hooray, the top two. And this is a really glowy formula, so I don't even think I'm going to use highlighter today. I'm just going to apply this to the cheeks, just with a nice fluffy brush. And then I'm going to take what's left across the nose a bit. I love the glow that this gives. So pretty. I'm going to take my sponge and just go around the edges. I always like to do this after blush or highlighter or bronzer. I just like to go around the edges to soften everything. There we go. So for lips, there was this lipstick that was sent to me not too long ago that I really wanted to try, but it's a red lipstick, and I just feel like that's going to be a little overboard with the colors that I chose on the eyes. But I wanted to share it because it is a Black-owned brand, and I have never seen a more beautiful lipstick in my entire existence. You guys, well, please excuse my nails, but look at this. Are you joking me? Have you ever seen anything more stunning in your life? Honestly, I could stare at this lipstick all day long. It's so beautiful. I'm gonna put it on because I've never worn it before. I've only just like stared at it under lights because it's that pretty. I'm looking for my mirror. Where is it? Here it is. Okay, I'm gonna put it on. Hear me out. I know it's not gonna match the look, okay? And then I have another lip color that we will apply later. I just wanna see what this looks like. This is from the brand Uoma Beauty, and this is their Black Magic lipstick in the shade Poise. Wow, it's a gorgeous metallic deep berry shade. I'm going to use my finger to kind of blend this out. It's actually a much more sheer formula than what I had anticipated, which means I feel like you could layer this really beautifully over top of a matte lip liner or even a lipstick. Or because it's sheer, you could start off with something more like this, and I'm guessing you could really build it up to be super metallic. Yeah, look at that. That's a gorgeous formula. Wow. This makes me excited for the holidays. I feel like this would be an amazing, like, winter berry lipstick. I probably should have used a lip liner for that, but at least you kind of get the idea. Wow, that is so stunning. And I don't think I'll ever get over how beautiful the outside of this lipstick is. Like, it's so gorgeous, I almost don't want to use it. Well, it's too late now, I already used it, but I wanted to make sure to mention that because I've been so mesmerized by it. I'm going to take it off so that we can apply a lip color that works a little better with this particular makeup look. So I'm going to line the lips with the Pat McGrath Permagel Ultra Lip Pencil in the shade Done Undone. This is one of my favorite colors of lip liner. It's literally the best shade for a my lips but better kind of a look. Love that. And then I was recently sent these gorgeous lip colors from Fenty Beauty. These are the Slip Shine Sheer Shiny Lipsticks. Let me see if I can find a shade that I think will work well. I got so excited about these because these are seriously the exact kind of lip product that lives in my purse. I take it everywhere with me. I'm going to try this shade right here. This is called Makeout Break. So anyway, this formula is supposed to be super hydrating. I might need something a little more pink. Or do we like it? But it gives a nice shine to the lips without being sticky. It's kind of like a glorified lip balm in a way. Do we like that shade? I can't figure out if it's too beigey for what I have going on in the eyes. Maybe a little. I'm just gonna dab that off a little bit. Let's see if there's another one that would work better for this look. Okay, this one is called Glazed. It's just slightly more pink and I feel like that works better. It's such a smooth formula and you can build it up, kind of like a tinted lip balm in a way. But every time I build this up, it never builds up weird. It always just glides over the lips really smoothly and it becomes more opaque without feeling or looking heavy. And I've also noticed that it wears well throughout the day. I did wear these off camera once before, so these are still definitely new to me, but I wanted to kind of talk about them in today's video since they are a brand new launch from Fenty. I'm just stepping back and assessing the situation here, adding a little more bronzer with what's left on my brush. I want to have a little bit of an inner corner highlight. Maybe I'll try this shade. I'm not quite sure how it'll look yet, but this is called Stand Up from that same Juvia's Place palette. Let's see how this looks as an inner corner highlight. Oh yes, absolutely. That's perfect. So I'm just gonna go ahead and layer that in both inner corners. And I'm gonna take a little of that same shade and just apply it right under the brow, just to lift that up a little bit. I'm gonna take a bit of what's left on that blush lighter brush and add a bit more to the cheeks. I'm gonna take a bit of my Morphe Continuous Setting Mist, just to set the sides of the face mainly. Somehow I lost my handy fan again. I honestly don't know how that happens. I'm gonna take my sponge and just press the makeup down into the skin one more time super gently. And then I'm gonna take just a bit of my Glossier Boy Brow in the shade Clear just to set the brows. All right, you guys, so that completes this makeup look. I love how it turned out. It is so me. I mean, that eyeshadow from this Juvia's Place palette is literally me in a shadow, so I really enjoyed how the look turned out. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I won't be doing a wear test tonight, but based off my first impressions, I really did enjoy everything that I tried that was new today. Not everything was new, but I feel like the foundation is melting into the skin even more. It definitely had a little bit more of a thicker consistency than other stick foundations that I've tried in the past. However, I feel like as I buffed it into the skin, it really did a good job of melting into the skin and looking super glowy and radiant actually. I was kind of expecting it to have a bit more of a matte finish, but the more that it's melting into my skin, the more glowy it looks, which I really like. I already know that I love the Beauty Bakery powder, and the blush lighters are something that I owned in the past as well, and they're just so pretty. I think if you have texture on your cheek area, which I tend to have, the blush lighter would be a great blush topper, so you wouldn't have to use it as a full-on blush like I did today. If you were worried about emphasizing texture, it would still be a beautiful product that you could layer on top of something more matte if you were worried about texture. However, I still feel like it does a good job of smoothing out the skin, even though, of course, since it is a little bit of a glowier product, it is going to emphasize any blemishes or whatever that you might have on the cheek area. But with that being said, it's a gorgeous product overall. So yeah, I really enjoyed everything that I tried out new. Again, you guys know that if I end up loving a product that's brand new, you will see me talk about it over and over again. So I'm excited to see what sticks in my routine. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I know that makeup tutorials can sometimes seem a little superficial with the things going on in the world, but for me, makeup has always been a source of therapy for me. It's been an escape for me, and so I hope that my videos are able to give you a little bit of that during this time. And I just love you all so much. I really hope that this video is able to uplift and inspire you guys to think about what you can do in your community in small ways to really make a difference in the long run. And I hope that as we continue to have these more open but difficult conversations, that we can really come together and make a difference and really make a change with love and with unity. I hope you guys know that you mean the absolute world to me. I hope you know that I love you, and especially to the people of color who are watching this or who are a follower of mine or who are subscribed to my channel. I hope you know that I love you deeply. My heart goes out to you. I'm thinking of you, I'm praying for you, and I'm standing with you and beside you, and I'm committed to being much more proactive in standing for what's right and standing next to you. We are on this journey together, and I hope you know that you have my full support, and I would love to hear from you. If you have any ways that I can help you, please let me know. And yeah, I really have hope that as we look internally and do our part in our communities, again, whether it's a small thing to begin with or something a lot bigger, every action toward the right direction counts. And so I'm looking forward to be more consistent and more intentional in that. So if you want to, I will have some links down below of posts that I've seen on social media that have really helped me and that have really inspired me. There's quite a few that have really been moving. So if you want to look into some of those, I will have them linked down below for you. As always, if you're new here, hi, my name is Allie, and I would love for you to join the family. You can do so by hitting the subscribe button. And if you're already a subscriber but you want to be notified on Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays at 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, click on the bell after you subscribe and you'll get a notification every single time I post. I love you, I see you, I hear you, and I stand by you. I hope that you have an amazing day wherever you are. Stay safe and stay healthy, and I will see you all in my next video. Love you. Bye!